Hello, everyone, and welcome to another of our episodes of Ask Us Anything. You're probably noticing something different, which is that this time I am the host instead of Didi. And I hope that we can do a great job, even though some delays happen. But you see, the 1st of November is a very important day, not just because it's the first Friday. So we are here together, ready to bring you all the interesting things and commentary from the professional platform, but also because in Bulgaria we have a very important holiday today, which is tied to enlightenment, to celebrating those who bring knowledge. So today, as we have four people, me and Didi and Alex and Emu, we try to bring a lot of knowledge to LinkedIn, off LinkedIn, to people tied to LinkedIn. So this is what we're going to do. And in order to kick off the discussion today, I want to bring up a topic that is tied to those who give knowledge and those who get to share those knowledge on LinkedIn. Yesterday, if you're following Bookmark, you have noticed that on Halloween we celebrated, or rather, marked upon the retirement of the LinkedIn gold badge. And some of us probably wore it for a time, like Alex and Emo. And I want to give it to you guys to tell us. Basically, I want to go down memory lane. Let's discuss how this badge was earned, what it signified, and most importantly, today, how do you feel that we are retiring this badge? Alex, by seniority, please.
Well, by seniority, Emo is the one who used to possess more of the really cute yellow badges. But yeah, I started experimenting with collaborative articles, which was the main LinkedIn feature, who then gave us awards, those little shiny um, yellow badges, which are different than the yellow LinkedIn badge coming up with LinkedIn premium accounts, and definitely different than the blue LinkedIn badges, which are dedicated to the members of the LinkedIn influencer program, which is my favorite topic since LinkedIn influencers are here a lot of time before the Instagram influencers. So uh, those are the ways, in fact, some of the ways that LinkedIn use as social proof, which means uh, this is a network in every other social network. In fact, anybody can claim anything they want about the skills they have, about the experience, um, and all the achievements. But LinkedIn is the network where your peers, other members, uh, can give social proof about whether you are the person that you're claiming to be. So when they introduced collaborative articles a couple of years ago, or less than a couple of years ago, this was a way for other members to give their social proof whether somebody is indeed an expert in uh, B2B marketing, strategy, uh, personal finance, etc. Even though people didn't go there at the beginning, probably because of uh, the main reason that AI was was building the initial part of those collaborative articles. Of course, this is my opinion, but basically most of the comments or from people who were uh, collaborative article skeptics uh, about the reason they won't ever contribute to such articles. So, Emo, what was your journey with collaborative articles and all those
Well,
shiny badges?
first of all, hello to everyone. It's a real pleasure to have you here with us. My journey has been quite a roller coaster, a bit overwhelming, to be honest. I tend to say, I'm not quite sure, but at least from my point of view, that I was one of the first ever Bulgarians to earn such a badge, as I got it probably on the second day of its launch, or third day, kind of. For me, it was exciting, at least in the very beginning. It was something new. It was interesting that LinkedIn tried actually to congratulate me for being active, for being for contributing to the community in the platform. Uh, Probably at total, I got around 4 or 5 different badges, from social media marketing to digital marketing to just marketing to communications to copywriting, all those different fields in which I'm um, more or less specializing and working. However, at some point, probably the badges just started. I don't know. Not to represent your own value, but more or less represent the AI in the society. People were contributing to those articles using mainly AI generated comments and content, which was sad but true. Um, how was actually, probably for a perspective of everyone, how you can earn a badge. You earn a, a badge if you are among the top 5% that comment in the field in which you are interested in the world. Let's say, just for an example, let's say that I'm contributing for copywriting, for the copywriting topic. If I'm among the top 5% of the people who comment on the copywriting topics, then I earn a badge, resp- respectfully. So yeah, to earn a badge, it was probably around. You needed to have at least probably uh, 1 week or 2 weeks grinding, pretty much, comments on similar articles connected to the badges and connected to the topic. And in the end, if you were a valuable contributor, LinkedIn surprised you with a golden badge. However, as of earlier this month, those badges are more or less gone now. They are in the past, or at least they will be in the past. As we know, when something happens on LinkedIn, it happens partially. It happens step by step for everyone. For example, I still can see those golden badges in my network. However, I assume that until probably the end of the year, they will be gone. Yeah, as we can see now on the screen, there are still some articles and still some topic that can be commented. However, as I said, I assume that by the end of the year, probably they will be gone for everyone. As with the stories, as with the I mean LinkedIn stories that happened, as with the video feed, which was launched probably for 6 or 7 months even throughout the year. Currently, um, from my personal point of view over those over the removal of the badges, and then I'm giving back the floor to Teddy for any questions you might have for me and Alex. It was surprising actually, but it was surprising that LinkedIn decided to make such a bold move, considering the other changes that the platform is currently over is making, as the My Company tab and the employee engagement removals. They're removing the collaborative articles. As we know, LinkedIn is constantly making changes, so apparently they evaluated that the badges were not contributing to the society and to the platform, and in the end, a year and a half probably kind of. I think it was launched last year in April or in May, something like this. Um, it was removed. So yeah, this is basically what I have to say about the topic and about the matter. It's interesting, but not surprising, honestly.
Um, I'm I'm really interested that you think that it's not so surprising, because I was thinking the same thing. Uh, in my opinion, because I had this past week, I had a discussion with some young students who want to use LinkedIn, but they are very, um, in their words, intimidated by the fact that they open the network and they see all of those people who are very accomplished, very good storytellers. They have all these certificates, badges, and a huge contribution to the LinkedIn community, and they feel sort of left out because they don't feel like they matter enough. This is something that is um, very often happening to young people, where they're still discovering their abilities, they are developing. So in my own opinion, I think that LinkedIn actually is trying to um, open up to younger professionals in a way that they shall not feel like they have no voice, or that they need to measure up to people with 50, 20, and more years of experience in the way of storytelling, maybe. But this is sort of my take on the matter. Do you I just wanted to pass back um, a thought, but we also have questions. Maybe we can put them now if they are related to what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is from Nikki. uh, do you think people will continue contributing to articles now that there is no reward, quote unquote, for that? This is an interesting thing, because as you guys were speaking, I was thinking the same. It was going through my mind. If the reward is what drove people, or it was the genuine desire to give knowledge. Alex, what do you think on that?
Um, First of all, it depends, of course, what are LinkedIn's plans on the future. Since those badges weren't the only way to get access to and to be reminded about the collaborative articles. Um, from time to time, people used to see even in their news feeds that some of their connections or some people they were following have contributed to search collaborative articles. And it was part of the mix of content that people used to see on LinkedIn. So this is might be one of the turning points. If people remove these interactions from the news feeds, of course, this will become even more silent. But in fact, it reminds me of a feature that used to be around 15 years ago, called LinkedIn Questions. Yeah, I am exactly that old. Uh, but when we had LinkedIn Questions, people were able to showcase their experience, to showcase their uh, industry knowledge um, on different topics, but people were asking them. Of course, the year is 2024, so we have AI around, so um, it's kind of a no-brainer that most companies are integrating the artificial intelligence. Still, this is the reason that most users probably didn't want to interact with collaborative articles. For me personally, if these participations don't bring any new followers, uh, I wouldn't invest any time. And I am an active user. So probably most of the people who are a part of the silent majority, about 90 to 95% of the LinkedIn visitors and all the LinkedIn members who are just visiting the network, and they're never engaging with any comments or posting any content. For them, this will probably be a territory that they wouldn't ever go again. So, LinkedIn, be careful whether you will remove those types of contribution from people's uh, news feeds, or they will continue seeing them, and this will become even a more genuine way to interact with other people and share your knowledge.
Speaking of sharing knowledge, there is um, another way to share knowledge from pages and from people that is quite beloved, I think, and is tied to our second question by Ilian. Uh, it's about the newsletters. I personally love newsletters. I like to read them when I have the time. I like that they arrive on my email as well, because that gives me a bit more of a nudge to go and read something from someone that I really admire and aspire to learn from. But what Ilian is asking us tight here is that what is the present state and the future of newsletters? And I'm gonna give this question, actually. I'm going to ask it to Emu to answer, because Emu is actually in our company someone who curates the monthly newsletter that we have. He is a regular contributor to the link letter that we have as well, and he has a broader knowledge on this. So, Emma, what do you think about the present, the future, and maybe the past as well of LinkedIn newsletters?
Well, the past was, I can say pretty much about the past, as I was pretty much, I'm LinkedIn user, let's say from 2021 probably. So for the past kind of 4 years. So I can't really say much about the newsletters in the past. My first newsletter, actually, I own one, and I contribute to many newsletters on corporate pages on LinkedIn for BookMark and for the other clients and partners we are having. So my first newsletter was my own, and it was something exciting when I created it. As I was intrigued whether I can keep up with the pace, keep up with the articles, keep up with the content. I couldn't. At some point, I just started blocking the content, and for the last 2 years, I have the total number of, let's say, 12 articles in my own newsletter. So, um, personal advice for anyone who is willing to start a newsletter: um, always have in mind that it's a long game. It doesn't end by the end of the day. If you are starting a newsletter, then you have to be prepared for a long-term content on LinkedIn. Speaking about corporate pages and actual LinkedIn pages, newsletters are great. They're great for, I can currently think of three main reasons. The first reason is that it's one extra format that you can use on LinkedIn, meaning that you have posts, you have videos, you have documents, you have images, galleries, etc. On LinkedIn, you have articles in newsletter. So it's one additional type of format that you can use. The second reason why newsletters are great is that it's one more channel for communication, as it doesn't only um, nurture and doesn't only connect you with your audience on the platform, but on their emails as well. If you didn't know, if you create a newsletter on LinkedIn, and if you have followers, let's say you have 30 followers, all of those 30 followers will receive an email on every single article you publish within this newsletter with the email they have registered on LinkedIn. So let's say I have a Gmail which I have registered on LinkedIn. Uh, on LinkedIn, BookMark shares an article in the newsletter, and I receive an email on my Gmail that BookMark has shared an article and the article itself. And the third reason is that it's way more professional to have a newsletter. Think of newsletters as probably email campaign, but not the typical email campaign. You can insert way more information in the LinkedIn newsletters. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, LinkedIn is the only platform that actually incorporated newsletters as a type of format, meaning Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat doesn't have such option, but LinkedIn does. So it's, as I said, a unique way to express your updates, your awards, probably your losses, depending on what you're talking about. The future is definitely bright. I can see that there are a lot of changes and a lot of enhancements over the LinkedIn newsletters, starting from the design tools that are incorporated within the LinkedIn newsletters. Now you can design your own visual within LinkedIn, as previously it wasn't possible. Previously, you should have uploaded the photo or the design you have created yourself. But now you can create it directly on LinkedIn. And this is another step for the society, probably going upwards for the mm, artificial intelligence. But another member of the Bookmark society and our team that shares very interesting newsletters is actually Didi. So I'm pretty much giving the floor to her. Didi, what's your opinion on the matter, on the question?
Thanks, Emo. Actually, there won't be controversial your arguments because I totally agree with you. I'm a super big fan of newsletters, and I find them a feature that no page should miss because it would be a missed opportunity. Just a little remark, although you were just metaphorically speaking with the 30 followers who could receive that email from the newsletter. For those who manage new pages, you have to have at least 300 followers in order to create a newsletter for your page. But after that, you can do it. It's for free. It's a free feature, so that's one other thing that attracts people to do it. And think of it also as a way to keep contact at least one monthly, once per month with not only your followers. I mean, not only your potential partners or clients who follow you, but also with your team, with the people who work with you or for you, whatever you prefer. They will, hopefully, they at least follow your page. And when you publish the newsletter, not only they will receive an email, they will receive a notification on the platform. So when they log into the platform, they will see it, and this will be one more way to help them engage with the life of your company. So yeah, use it. It's just a bonus for you.
Uh, and there were some other bonuses, like just as newsletters are basically a unique feature among other social networks, there is something that is also unique, which is the celebrate an occasion format. And I don't know whether it's a good or a bad news, but a couple of days ago, LinkedIn sent an email, not a newsletter, just an email, um, to probably all the LinkedIn members who have recently used the Celebrate an Occasion format. And they said that unfortunately, they will try to simplify the types of Celebrate an Occasion templated posts they offer, and they're removing quote unquote a handful of infrequently used templates. And I'm switching to sharing now, and I hope you all see it. These are some of the post templates that will be no longer able to use, like appreciating a colleague, welcoming someone in the team, celebrating a random event. And in fact, these were some of the most frequently used celebrated occasion templates. And while we're speaking about templates, most people find it hard to create designs for their updates. So they keep posting just links, which are basically useless on LinkedIn these days, since the algorithm is basically killing them. And on the contrary, the Celebrate an Occasion post format comes with a template which the member can choose from, and to create an update with an image. So they're basically keeping less than 4 or 5 of those templates. And I feel very sad, since they have removed my favorite one, welcoming a person to the team. So yeah, what would you guys do to substitute this kind of interaction?
I was quite sad to learn that even before the email, actually, because we're very, very fond of that format, especially when we want to welcome a new team member, and we use it. We even have special way to prepare photos so that they fit perfectly in the frame, and we do that with every new team member. It's kind of special way to celebrate their joining. So it was not a nice surprise to see it. Although I would admit that it's quite kind of LinkedIn to send that email and inform us that there is no longer that feature. They do it also because, as per the email, the post that one has made with that format will be actually deleted. So it's a bit rude, I would say, and someone would be, would feel not very nicely surprised if finds out that their post is deleted. But LinkedIn has made some steps for this. You can download these posts. To be honest, I don't see very big reason for one to do that, but maybe someone would like to download these posts. You can do that by going to settings and privacy page on your desktop. Then you go to data privacy, how LinkedIn users use your data section, and click on the get a copy of your data. So these posts will not be gone forever. You can archive them. But more importantly, what is the impact we can expect from this change, and why it happens? I was thinking of it. In my opinion, I don't think they were unused, infrequently used, as LinkedIn states. But I think that they try to provoke us to be more creative, to create our personal content, and why not to make videos. I think maybe I'm a bit conspirative here, thinking that these are related, but who knows, maybe time will show. But I think that they are pushing very gently but consistently on the fact that they want authentic, engaging, and preferably video content on LinkedIn. And I think that would, on one hand, limit those who wouldn't create content here, personal content, but on the other hand, they would stimulate those who would pay a little bit more effort to make their own content.
Teddy, Emu's first anniversary in BookMark is basically forthcoming. Will you be sad that you won't be able to celebrate it together with him with a special occasion post? It's a
Not
trap, of course.
not really, because I wasn't using these templates that much, to be honest. But what I do not approve of LinkedIn doing, and it's tied to what Didi just said, that the platform keeps on pushing professionals to create their own content, to shoot videos, to make their own images. But in our line of work, and especially the way I work, I have a lot of consultancy hours with companies where I get to speak to professionals who really do have a lot of stories to tell. They have a lot of knowledge to share. But the thing that always stops them is that at the end of the day, LinkedIn, for the most part, is not their job. So there is a limited amount of time that they can dedicate to this. And for a lot of professionals, the easier LinkedIn is to share your story, but to basically, especially the traditional professional wants to share facts. They want to send out knowledge, that is based on their work. So they might not necessarily have a lot of time to make a video, but they will have time to write down an article because this is for them a bit more comfortable. They might not have time to sit in front of the camera and take a pretty photo to share it, or even especially to make their own infographic and advanced things like that, that the majority of times you need another platform to make. And this, I think, will backfire in a way for LinkedIn, because we will lose a lot of the professionals who, well, they simply don't have that much time to create content that is visually appealing, but they have a lot of things to say. So we might be at risk of ending up with a platform where we only have people with, it sounds bad to say it, but a bit more free time than knowledge to share. This is my own opinion, but it is based on conversations that I'm having with professionals all the time. They keep on saying, I want things to be easier. So with removing these templates that really did make things easier for a lot of people, I think that it's a bit of a disservice to the users. But we will see how things will develop. For me, this is very interesting, and especially thinking that we have been seeing a lot of changes in the platform. As Emo mentioned, some of the features that we as creators and curators for the different companies and different brands were using, like the My Company tab, which for me is a mistake. again, I do not agree that this is not something that is necessary on LinkedIn. Quite the opposite. I think it's very beneficial, but we will see how it goes. And another thing that's sort of in a way of purging the network recently, and that got a lot of people, I think, by surprise, was the quote unquote forward drop that came quite unexpected and sparked a lot of theories on LinkedIn. So I was talking about this with Emo, and I'm gonna pass the torch to him, even though I cannot see him now. But I really hope that he can hear me. If not, I'm going to ask Didi to tell us a bit more, because she manages a lot of our company clients and pages, and you have noticed it, I'm sure. Didi?
Well, I thought that the question was for Emo, but he's hiding. Emo, one more try for you to show up, because I think that was your turn to be here. But anyway, it doesn't matter who will comment on that. We see that there is an issue with followers dropout of members, and our partners are complaining of that, because we are celebrating, for example, a milestone of reaching a certain amount of users, and then we see a drop of it, and we need to celebrate again. Why is that? Actually, LinkedIn is saying that it's cleaning, decluttering of the professional platform of users who are not active, and maybe we can relate that to the previous topic, where LinkedIn is pushing the heavy users, those who are actually using the platform in a meaningful way. They are active, not only being quiet and browsing without adding any value to the platform. So maybe it's a good thing. Alex, what do you think? Are you fond of that cleaning of the platform?
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, we lost Emo.
Emo, come
But
back.
Hopefully not to a cleaning.
yeah, let's show him on stream. Um, this sort of a purge, sometimes it's a technical thing that what we just saw on the screen was um, a signal by LinkedIn's issue page or issue status page for mm, some, I don't know, let's call it a shortage, where many members of LinkedIn saw a recent drop uh, of their follower number, and then in a few hours, those people came back. So it's a different thing than cleaning the inactive members. But when you have a quality first network, as LinkedIn is, your main goal should be to maintain this quality by stopping all the fake accounts, by removing bots. And I think that LinkedIn are pretty good in that. One thing that they aren't pretty good at is keeping the other members from automation, which is basically the spam that nearly killed the platform a decade ago. When there were new members coming, they knew that there were people who are basically with the business mindset while they're on LinkedIn. So they entered the network and they just started spamming. This is happening again, even though automations are strictly forbidden by LinkedIn's privacy policy and user agreement. People keep doing it, and LinkedIn aren't doing anything. So this is a direction where they can go. Even though we need to stress on the fact that uh, unlike Facebook or probably all the meta platforms, where which are full of fake accounts and people are uh, posting and sharing fake news. Basically, when you report something on LinkedIn, there is a pretty rapid reaction. And if there is any sort of harassment or fake news, the content is removed, and usually the fake accounts are uh, basically uh, kicked out of the platform. So yeah, it's not a good thing to see when you see your email or a client, a partner starts calling you on the phone. But I think it's necessary, and yeah, I think it's okay.
Speaking of necessary things, and I said it at the beginning that 1st of November is for a lot of people, me including, time to start to get into the Christmas mood, the New Year's mood. Even though I am a bit early, but it's never too early to start planning for the next year. So I want to wrap up today's episode with a little bit of a how to tutorial, or maybe some good practices or advices that we can give on how to prepare for the big December planning, and how to actually get ready to hit the ground running on January next year. I think this is very important, and the four of us, we have in between us some knowledge, and we have some different approaches. So I think it would be great if we can discuss this, starting with maybe Alex. Just a quick overview, of course.
Yeah, a quick overview. We included this topic uh, for one main reason. Usually, we start preparing for the next year uh, mid-December, let's say. Probably nobody is investing their personal time or planning right before that, since most of us have corporate strategies to do or even budgeting. Uh, but our advice is to start preparing now, even though it's November the 1st. Start preparing now for the big December plan. So, what you should do now is just go through your personal or corporate content strategy. Uh, Go through the different content pillars or series, as we call them, and start validating your ideas in December to go full throttle in 2025. Uh, Otherwise, of course, you will be brainstorming and discussing and going through the different levels of uh, managers that you should uh, explain the strategy to, uh, and the effective work on the strategy usually in that case starts mid-February. Uh, then this is the reason why you should do it now. And some of the things we do on LinkedIn as a LinkedIn marketing agency uh, is to create strategies for LinkedIn. And of course, for any experienced marketer, or especially digital marketer, social media marketer, uh, creating a digital marketing strategy It's not a rocket science. And the structure we use for LinkedIn strategies is basically the same that you would use for a marketing strategy, overall marketing strategy. So what you will see now on your screens is the short structure we use. This one states creating a personal branding strategy, but it's basically the same for corporate brands as well. First, start with a short introduction. Why are you creating the strategy? Because you won't be the only person who will be reading the strategy. Probably at least half a dozen other people will go through the strategy. And keep in mind that if this strategy is doing well, your company will be in need of new additions to the team, new employees. Maybe some of them will be part of the marketing team. So they will have to read the strategy maybe during their first week in the company. So give the context. Then the professional, if it's a personal branding strategy, or the company, who are we? Which are our products or services? What do we want to position on LinkedIn? And yeah, you can see there's a thing about brand archetypes here, but we won't go there today. Number three, the audience, who you will be speaking to, you, the company, and everyone involved. Then, of course, you set the goals, smart goals or qualitative. This will be the end of the road that you will be foregoing throughout the year. Then messaging, tone of voice, how you will communicate with your audiences. Of course, considering the brand archetype or the mix of archetypes you have chosen. And usually the hardest part, LinkedIn topics and content series that you or the company will discuss. Where will you look for sources? How often will you post on those different topics? Take a pen, take take a white paper, a piece of paper, scratch some words, scratch some bullets, and start considering what you will be doing in 2025. Once again, start experimenting in December at latest.
Yeah, December is a really great time to experiment, to think about what is going to be happening in the next year, but also to look around us and appreciate all the people around us. So while picking up that pen and paper, don't forget to write to your colleagues, to your friends, and most importantly, don't forget that the world doesn't just stop moving in December. During the Christmas break, take this time to consider what you are going to be doing the next year, so that you can reap the benefits of your hard work. And speaking of December, if you haven't noticed, yes, this is my favorite time of the year. But the second and last for this year edition of Ask Us Anything About LinkedIn will be at the first Friday of December, which is 6th of December. Again, it is a holiday that is celebrated around the world. In Germany, for instance, Saint Nicholas is it's a very big deal. Uh, I'm being corrected that it's sport, but it doesn't matter. I urge you to check our page, our bookmark page. Well, um, there will be a new event that you can access, and I hope that I will see even more of the team during that, and even more of us. Thank you, everyone who have watched us live here. You will also be able to hear us later on today on the podcast, and during the month we will share some snippets for those of you who have missed the episode. Thank you guys for being here and talking as well.
Yeah.
Bye.